Madam Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make a ministerial statement on fisheries development, especially when Fiji is gearing up towards the Ocean Conference. Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Fisheries needs to increase its activities as it pursues to accomplish what the Ministry has been mandated to perform and also make positive contributions to the Ocean Conference in June, as I have already alluded to. Madam Speaker, I wish to emphasize that the Ministry continues to serve the people at all levels of our society. We have received responses from our stakeholders acknowledging the initiatives taken to resolve policy issues that has challenged the Ministry in order to improve and provide positive impacts. Appreciating that, we are also aware that there are opportunities to improve our services and the ongoing challenges faced in this sector and the need to continue to motivate the industry. Madam Speaker, I was honored to be part of the Fiji delegation to the preparatory meeting in New York in February. The summit was a preparatory discussions towards the final conference in June that will be co-chaired by the Honourable Prime Minister. It was a call for action, which was to solicit support globally from countries to support the implementation of Sustainable Development of Goal 14. It is a call to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and maritime resources. Madam Speaker, as Fiji continues to play this important role as co-president of the conference and now Fiji's Oceans Champion, we have recently completed preparing our regional approach and making voluntary commitments towards the main meeting in June. It is a significant role for a small island country like ours to play. Fiji is mobilizing the global community to transform our world and lead it towards actioning what the Honourable Prime Minister said at the 71st session of the United Nations General Assembly. I quote, "To act quickly and decisively to reverse the environmental degradation of our oceans and seas and the reckless and irresponsible use of our precious resources." Excuse me. In responding to this call, Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Fisheries has committed itself to lead the charge at national level in the conservation and sustainable use of the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development, and at the same time manage and protect marine and coastal ecosystems. The principle of fisheries management, which the Ministry of Fisheries adopts to manage and governs Fiji marine and fishery resources, has a long goal term of sustainable use of fishery resources, which is aligned to Goal SDG 14, which are all interconnected. The above values are also enshrined in the Green Growth Framework, which is a tool to accelerate integrated and inclusive sustainable development that inspires action at all levels in our country to build environmental resilience, social improvement, economic growth, build resilience to the anticipated adverse effect of climate change. This framework was commissioned by our Prime Minister in 2014. All fisheries projects are aligned to these two means of guidance, which has been incorporated in the Ministry's short and long-term goals and initiatives. Madam Speaker, the latest initiative in monitoring, control and surveillance is in the offshore fishing sector and has been Fiji's leading position in the region on regional solidarity under the FFA. Member countries and have towards especially in the aspect of monitoring and surveillance to control fishing in the Pacific. Fiji strongly plays its part as an active combatant against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing phenomena. Madam Speaker, at present, Fiji fisheries officials have been participating in 3 major regional fisheries surveillance operations with the Fiji Navy operating at Honiara. These operations include representatives and resources from the defence cooperation counterparts of Australia, New Zealand, France, and the United States, and in addition to the FFA member countries, to foster regional capabilities aimed at ensuring national food and economic security in the Western Central Pacific Ocean, which also includes the EEZs via the sustainable harvesting and effective management of the highly migratory tuna stocks. At the national level, Madam Speaker, the Ministry continues to ensure the verification of vessels passing through Fiji's fisheries water via the analysis of the Vessel Monitoring System, or VMS. This is able to identify the adherence to the current legal system and possibility of illegal fishing activities. Madam Speaker, the Ministry is in the second year of a 3-year trial period on the use of electronic monitoring system, EMS, upon Fiji's domestic fishing fleet with the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. Madam Speaker, the project utilizes the latest in video surveillance, viewing and analyzing technology, whereby cameras are placed strategically on fishing vessels in order to assist in the monitoring of potential compliance matter to licensing condition and data gathering specific to fishing processes. Madam Speaker, this additionally assists the industry stakeholders in ensuring that the proper fish handling procedures are maintained. Madam Speaker, as such, the Ministry is about to engage with relevant industry participants for the advancement of this project. At present, there are 9 vessels that have been outfitted with equipment and a further estimated 21 to be outfitted in the next 2 months. A total of 50 Fijian longline vessels are to be outfitted with this technology at the end of the 3-year trial. Data collected by this system are being analyzed by fisheries observers and are entered into the national and regional databases. Madam Speaker, the Ministry continues to make progress in pursuit of cross-border fishing, and that is engaging regional counterparts whose exclusive economic zone borders our waters, namely Kiribati, Solomons, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. This gives our Fiji flag vessels access into their waters to fish. The proposal is to allow the tuna caught in their waters by our vessels to be brought back to Fiji and processed. Madam Speaker, this is the way to operationalize what the Ministry of Fisheries Regulations 20 of the OFMR, as it authorizes our Fiji flag vessels to fish beyond Fiji's fisheries waters. At present, there are 10 vessels that utilize this authorization, and it allows the vessels the ability to fish within our seas and even in other EEZ where their sovereign nations provides the license. Madam Speaker, in the same spirit of the cross-border intent, the Ministry is making a move to participate in other regional fisheries management organizations, especially in the Inter-American Tropical Tuna Commission, which looks after the eastern portion of the Pacific Ocean. This will allow Fiji's national flag vessels the ability to fish in other waters and do it responsibly. Madam Speaker, in the inshore sector, entry is also controlled by licensing. Due to the changing operating environment, the Ministry uses what comes out of the stock status through inventory surveys, and had commissioned a survey on the process has been completed by Packard Foundation. The recommendation of the review will be implemented in stages, and that will assist officers to ascertain the number of licenses for inshore areas. Madam Speaker, the latest initiative to control depletion of fish stocks, in addition to seasonal closures during spawning season, will be the seasonal ban on harvesting of beach demur. This will further supplement the ban on UBA. Madam Speaker, another addition to the initiatives to manage and sustain our inshore fisheries will be the adoption and implementation of another review by the Secretariat of the Pacific Control Division. The collaboration of the Ministry with our NGO partners in the positive strive to contribute to sustainable fishing continues, Madam Speaker. The new initiative is similar to the Kaukaua and Donu bans, The Set Size campaign to be launched soon will further revitalize the adherence to catching of legal size fish. That's in our legislation. This will enhance our enforcement means, which is intended to create an impact on buyer and fisher folk as a whole, so that undersized fish is not caught and traded. Madam Speaker, a major boost in our monitoring and surveillance for inshore fisheries come through our collaboration with our donor partners who had recently contributed in grant aid equipment. Through their kind assistance, the Korean Ocean and Fisheries International Corporation handled the equipment's worth over $80,000 to boost mobility in our various divisions. That will enhance service delivery and especially monitoring, control, and surveillance activities. Madam Speaker, the massive destruction of fishing habitats after Winston has disrupted and caused major changes in resource population and ecosystem shocks that had affected our inshore fish stocks. Our inshore fish resources needs to be built up, the resilience of the habitats, and the Ministry has made progress in strategizing to alleviate this. The deployment of 5 FED or fish aggregating devices had been done in the province of Rang, and this has been further advanced with another 6 in the northern coast of Thailand. This latest initiative will allow fisher folk to continue to catch fish and at the same time allow affected reef stocks to recover. Madam Speaker, I'm appreciative of the fact that we had recently visited China and attended the Bioeconomic Forum, in which I presented a paper on opportunities for development and investment in fisheries. It attracted a lot of interest from investors and formed basis of successive meetings between the governor of the 2 provinces and our delegations. Madam Speaker, the tour included a visit to the fisheries universities and aquaculture setups of the 2 provinces, which we were shown culture of high-valued species like gropers and humphead wrasse. We hope that this will initiate partnerships and allow these species to be cultured in Fiji. Madam Speaker, our China tour of duty culminating in my attendance of UNSCAP meeting in Bangkok from the 30th to the 31st March. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, I'm pleased to have shared further initiatives the Ministry has achieved since the last session, and also how the Ministry continues to support the preparatory work towards the June conference our PM will co-chair, as it will benefit our nation and the other small island developing states. We have also made inroads in the electronic monitoring system and monitoring, control and surveillance, and equally through our donor partners had given grants to boost our mobility and in assets to better our service. The Ministry's continued assistance to the aquaculture sector, as it is a major contributor to food security and economic development, and is a climate change adaptation project. We are also pleased to have shared our successful tour of Hainan and Guangdong province in China and highlighted issues to be incorporated into Memorandum of Understanding. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.